Alright, let's see if we can make it through this week. With doom hanging over us at the end. Please don't fall for the tete-a-tetes. Franco, please. Turn away from the fairy. Alright, Gravy's not pleased. Ah. Ellen and Damien. I tried to break them up, but I was never honest with Ellen about what I was doing, and she ended up going back to him. Is this my fault? Probably. I'm heading back to my room when someone moving in a hurry bangs into me. Oh, Franco! Hello there. Hi. Do you like my new perfume? Isn't it lovely? I'm sure it smells great. Come closer. You can't smell it from there. Oh, such sparkles. Whoa. She holds up a small crystal bottle and presses her finger down onto the gold cap, releasing a cloud of flowery scent into the air. Why does this seem familiar? I feel like she did this in Horse Hall, and she thought it would make Cutie fall in love with her, and we just kissed her because why not? But Kitty's just like, I don't want to go out with you. I think that's the situation anyway. I could be wrong. Yeah, that's really nice. Now listen. You don't care about Minnie. You love me. Only me. You're going to throw her over and stay here with me. What? She wants me to throw Minnie over a cliff? For spring break. Stay here with me. We can be together without limits all week long. She wiggles closer, pressing her slim body against my side. I never noticed how nice her eyeshadow is until this moment. I remember the bold, kiss me. I remember. That's stuck in my head. Kiss me. I leap backwards. Yeah! Look, I know we had an agreement, but it didn't work. Were you just trying to mind control me or something? Stay with me! Be mine, only mine, or I'll tell everyone who you are! Is she really that desperate? Over me? I'll do it! I'll tell Minnie! I'll tell her you're a liar! Or just choose me! We can have fun together! Can't we? Is she really that lonely? Oh, an actual... Oh my gosh, we actually have to go through this again when we pursue Pastel? Oh no. Well, easy choice. Look, I don't know what you're trying to get out of me, but I'm not doing this anymore. You're not my girlfriend, and I don't want you to be. I'll tell Minnie! If that's what you want to do, then go ahead, but I'm going to tell her myself. I should have done it a while ago. I'm tired of lying. And being with you is just weird. Pastel's awkward fake boyfriend game makes me uncomfortable, and it's time I put a stop to it. But you can come with me if you like, to be sure that I go through with it. Grah! She stomps off, and not in the direction of Butterfly Hall. Well, I've already made up my mind whether Pastel carries out her threat or not. Alright. Second confession time, let's go. I find Minnie and bring her to my room. She should hear this first, without an audience. What's going on? There's something I need to tell you. Oh. All right. No, it's nothing horrible. It's not about you or anything you did. It's about me. I understand. You really don't. It's all right. Sometimes relationships don't work out. Your feelings change or you meet someone else. What? No, that's not it. Did Pastel tell you I was interested in her?
You're going out with Pastel?
No! Will you please just listen for a minute?
All right.
I take a deep breath. Pastel's mother travels a lot and used to take her daughter with her. They stayed with my family once when we were young. It took her a while, but eventually she recognized me and realized that I was lying to everyone else. So she told me I had to do whatever she said or she'd spread my secrets. It wasn't much at first. She wanted me to serve her pancakes and carry her shopping, things like that. So I went along with it. But then she wanted me to cancel my plans with you and spend all of spring break with her. And I realized it was wrong. It was wrong to let someone control me like that, and it was wrong to put myself in a situation where someone could. I let her sway me because I was afraid she would tell you my secrets and then you'd hate me. But if I care about you, I shouldn't keep secrets like that to begin with. I should tell you the truth and let us work it out.
So tell me.
I was not born Franco. I know, this is going to be a shocking revelation. I am the heir to a wizarding bloodline founded over 1,000 years ago, with responsibilities and entailed property.
Oh, I know that part.
You know I'm a prince. Was that why she was joking about it on our date? Trying to get me to admit the truth?
A prince? I thought you just said you were from a noble house like Professor Grabner.
It's a little bit more than that. Wait, then what did you mean when you said that you knew?
Well, I mean, I knew you weren't just an exchange student, and I guess you were probably from one of those families. It was obvious that the professors weren't treating you like everyone else.
You never said anything.
You didn't say anything either. I knew there was something odd, but I couldn't figure out why it was being kept a secret. Jacob's family's not a secret.
Technically, Jacob Blazing's parentage isn't noble, just wealthy and well-connected.
You're really a prince.
That's the easiest English translation. I'm the heir to the mantle of the woods, tied to the magic of my territory. Once I'm an adult, I can never live anywhere else. We sustain each other. And I will be responsible for the fate of everything and everyone within my domain.
I guess that is a pretty big deal.
This was my chance to get away from all that and be an ordinary teenager for a while.
That makes more sense than what I thought the secret might be.
What did you think was happening?
I thought maybe you might be here undercover to investigate American compliance with international conventions.
Why on earth would she be worrying about something like that?
And that maybe Professor Potsdam was favoring you so that you would go back and give her school a good report.
Well, she does want to impress my parents, but that's just about trying to make royal connections. And that's why I was hiding my identity. I didn't want false friends attracted by my family's power.
I hated suspecting you. I didn't want to believe you were spying on us all the time and everything was a lie. But I couldn't ask you about it, because if you really were that sneaky, you'd never give it away. And the more I got to know you, the better I liked you, and I really didn't want it to be true. So I tried not to think about it.
I didn't know I was making you so worried. I'm sorry. Can you forgive me for hiding my background all this time?
Of course! After all, I've been hiding my background too.
Do go on. What?
Oh, I'm not a princess or anything, but my parents, my mother. These days she's Jeannie Cochran, but when she was a student she was Jean Kent.
I'm sorry, should I know that name?
No, probably not. It was a long time ago.
She's half wild seed. Alright, okay. She wasn't adopted, but she's half wild seed.
My mother was a wild seed. When she was a student, she felt it was very unfair that magic is so limited in the world. That so few people are born with magic, and that they keep it secret instead of using their powers to help others.
She wanted to expose magic to the world.
She didn't actually do it. But she was an activist, arguing that wizards had a responsibility to aid the wider world. And she was very interested in the Aquarian experiments.
Right, what was that again? Under the guise of the New Age movement, American wizards and inventors attempted to build machines that could store and manipulate mana electronically. This would have enabled people without magic to cast simple spells by using the machines. However, something went badly wrong, causing worldwide magical disruption and leaving an enormous zone of devastation in the other world. Since that time, any attempt to build magical machines is absolutely forbidden. So it is possible to merge magic with machine. But because it was so deadly and devastating with this, that's why they clamped down on it immediately. Interesting.
Oh,
So you know about that.
it's a pretty important part of wizarding history.
Most wizards our age don't know. It's not talked about. The whole subject of magic and technology is a taboo. There was so much potential. Machines with healing spells that could be used by the magic poor to save lives.
Except scientists were more interested in weapons than healing.
Neither of us were there. Even my mother wasn't there. We don't know everything that happened. In the aftermath of the disaster, there was a crackdown. Many schools purged their wild seeds in a panic.
And your mother?
Was only saved because my father married her and pledged his name to take responsibility for her actions. They were in love already, but they wouldn't have gotten married so young if they hadn't had to. After that, my mother kept very quiet and tried hard to look respectable and hoped everyone would forget.
Well, like you said, it was a long time ago. It doesn't affect anything now.
Yes, it does.
She's not still an activist, is she?
Of course not. She swore vows. She can't be anything other than loyal. But she made sure I knew what sort of world I was growing up in.
This is why you're so concerned about what happens to wild seeds, isn't it?
I'm sorry. I shouldn't have dropped all that on you.
Of course you should have. It matters to you.
It's just that I never dare talk about any of this to anyone, except Jacob a little bit.
Is that the reason you said Jacob was the only person you could trust? She nods. Well, you can trust me now.
I hope so.
What do you mean?
Well, if you really are a spy, then you know enough to destroy everything now. It's too late to hide. Either way, it's a relief.
I shake my head. And I thought I was the one who was finally breaking free of my secrets today.
Oh, that's right. You're Prince Charming.
She giggles, which turns into laughter that continues until she runs out of breath and has to pause, hand on her chest, gasping for air. That smile. Are you all right?
Maybe.
She coughs a couple of times, then pats her cheeks as if trying to push her face back into its proper shape. You know, I'm really not sure if Pastel is going to go and tell everyone about me or not. People might be strange once they find out I've been lying. They might be angry. I don't know. Will you still stand by me as president?
Of course. mind if I sit down for a minute?
Go ahead.
Good.
She sits on the edge of my bed, then falls over onto her side. Are you all right?
Oh no. Minnie, come back!
I think this day has been a bit too much for both of us. Well, I'll let her rest for now.
Get her some water. Bring her some chocolate. She'll be fine. I guess we'll find out. Pastel announces it to everyone. Petunia Potsdam leaked to everybody that I was married to Hieronymus, but she would never leak Franco's identity. Alright, I meet my companion, who is unnamed.
Minnie pays for our tickets and then we can go inside.
Thanks, girl. Excuse me. Alright.
Thanks for coming with me. I hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. And I'm glad to see you take the time to have fun.
Well, it's easy now. We're having a vacation. Do you have something fun planned for spring break?
My parents are busy. I'll be with Gravener. Don't worry, though. I'm going to have a good time.
Okay.
She leans in to give me a kiss.
I'll see you soon.
She bounces off. I wonder what her parents are like. Especially her mother, the former activist. Though I suppose with her past history, she might not want to visit a school like this. Still, it was a long time ago. Surely no one cares about that anymore. No one but Minnie, that is. Minnie worries too much about everything. I hope she has a good holiday.
I don't know. I don't think Minnie's crazy. We've established that wizards can live a long time, like much longer than normie humans. So, there's probably people that remember that time very well.
I haven't seen Minnie yet. I'm a little reluctant to go to her room looking for her since Pastel might be there. Her threat to expose me must have been a bluff. Nothing's happened as far as I can tell. Still, it would be awkward talking to her now. In any case, Professor Potsdam sent a message that there will be a student council meeting tomorrow afternoon, so I'm sure I'll see her there.
Alright. We'll have to go back to before the spring break time. Okay. Let's see, an explosion of secrets.
Pastel threatened to tell everyone the truth about me unless I gave up all my plans and spent spring break with her. I decided it was better to tell Minnie the truth rather than let Pastel blackmail me any further. In exchange, Minnie told me about her mother's political background and how she worried that I might be here to judge the Americans on how well they follow international agreements.
Time off.
Minnie and I went to see the school musical together before she left for spring break. It's always good to see her doing something because she wants to, and not because she feels like she has to. I hope she has a relaxing vacation.
Alright, and we're all caught up again. Okay, we're completely empty of stress, so let's just keep going.
This afternoon, the student council has a meeting.
Hello, little earthworms! The final month of the school year lies just ahead, and there is much to do. Every April, we welcome the first storm of the season with a thunder call. When you hear thunder, no matter the time of day, you must gather all your classmates and proceed to the gym to celebrate. There is no formal ritual to practice. Each student should dance, stomp, and shout as he wishes to encourage nature's strength. Upperclassmen may also demonstrate their skills in advanced red magic by weaving patterns of fire and lightning. However, this can be dangerous in such a chaotic environment. I am relying on you officers to help maintain order. That includes preventing any student with unpredictable or inexperienced control over air skills from making the attempt. especially the freshmen. There's always next year after all.
For the others, yes, but not for me.
Keep an eye out for any trouble or injuries, and call for aid if you can't heal them yourself. Don't worry too much, it's very rarely necessary.
It's probably for the best that she warns us about safety issues, even if they're unlikely.
There is, of course, one other major celebration for all students to complete the school year, the May Day Ball. Every class is expected to contribute to the joy of the community. You treasurers should organize with your fellow officers to decide what sort of fundraisers you would like to manage. I'll give you a few minutes to discuss the subject. Please come and talk to me if you have any questions.
So that sounds like it's mostly Jacob's job, but we're supposed to make suggestions. I turn to my fellow officers. I don't know much about school fundraisers. What sorts of things do people usually do?
With students, you can just ask for donations directly. We don't have much left to spend allowances on.
People generally don't want to give money unless they're getting something in exchange.
They're getting a school dance.
Everyone's getting that, whether they donate or not. Givers want to feel that they're getting something special.
We can make something to sell, but then the cost would come out of our profits.
You've got to spend money to make money.
You don't have to. If you're clever and creative, you can sell something that didn't cost you money.
I don't think people want to pay you to tutor them.
I'm not the treasurer anyway.
I could sell lessons in dance or etiquette, but only when I have time and only to other students. If we want a successful fundraiser, we're better off targeting either the public or the parents. They have deeper pockets than students who can only scrape up $5 a week.
That's certainly true. When you say the public, do you mean the locals without magic? Why would they donate to a dance they can't attend?
If they're romantics with fond memories of their own high school proms, why not? Anyway, I don't think a straight donation is the way to go. Selling items with a feel-good donation markup is better.
I think Franco is right. Parents have more emotional involvement, so they'll be more likely to give. On the other hand, there are only so many parents, and it's easier to reach the public.
Is it? We'd have to arrange permission if we wanted another booth. Parents we could just write to.
Well, you're the treasurer, so it is your decision.
I think parents are the way to go. I'm just not sure what to sell them.
At my old school, they always sold wrapping paper, but people were usually sick of buying it. Parents buy extra photographs of their children, but we aren't allowed cameras here.
Well, parents usually want to hear more from their children, right? We could offer to make everyone send special cards to their parents if they donate. And that shouldn't cost us much for supplies, either.
That's a good idea.
Is it really fair to make promises on behalf of other people? What if someone doesn't want to write a card?
They'll do it if the student council tells them to.
We have a few weeks. You have time to get students' permission before you write to their parents.
All right, I think that's a plan.
We talk a little more about the details before Professor Potsdam stands up again.
Now, there are a few more things that I need to discuss with the senior officers. For the rest of you, if you need me, come and find me later this week.
I suppose that means we're dismissed. We leave the room in a loose group, and I take a few steps to try and catch up with Minnie. How was your spring break?
It was good, but too short. I can't talk right now. This meeting already soaked up my free time for the day. I'll catch you later, all right?
I thought you promised not to overwork yourself anymore.
But it's finals!
Right. I'll talk to you later. She plants a swift kiss on my cheek and darts away. Jacob grins at me, but I lift my chin and smile and say nothing. It's none of his beeswax. It may take extra effort on my part to be sure she sleeps this month. At least it's only a month.
Now, Minnie, don't forget to sleep and eat more than a banana and drink plenty of water. And don't use your mana batteries. Girl.
I see someone leaning against the wall near my room.
Hey, Luke. I will take a yellow one, thank you.
Hi, Franco!
Oh.
A hand slips in around my arm and I turn to see Minnie by my side. Have you been taking those potions again?
Does coffee count as a potion?
Yes.
I need the fuel, and it's easier for me to keep moving if I stay excited about everything. I am sleeping at night, really. But right now is really important, you know? This is the time when people who haven't thought about it all year suddenly start to care. Finals! Finals! I have to succeed! Someone help me! And so that's my cue to step in and save the day.
It's the professor's job to teach and the student's job to learn. It shouldn't be all on you.
I told you, I need people to rely on me.
She follows me into my room.
It's my chance to make myself indispensable.
Into what?
It means absolutely necessary. Someone that they can't do without. I need people to trust me so that they'll follow when I lead.
Because she wants to be elected into a political position where she can push for changes in the law. You've got your whole life to change the world. You don't have to burn yourself out as fast as possible.
But I do! Because every year that things don't change, bad things happen to wild seeds.
You mean getting expelled and losing their magic?
That's part of it. Every year we lose people from our community, and we lose them forever. No second chances. But sometimes it's worse than that.
What do you mean?
There was a student here last year or so that I heard of. I think she was a snake. Her name was Musette. She was a wild seed and she had a problem. Her heart was bad, and it needed a machine to keep it beating.
There are machines for hearts. Minnie nods.
I'm not a doctor, so I don't know the details. But they put a machine inside you and check it regularly. And that was a problem for a girl going away to a magical school where electronics aren't allowed.
So they didn't let her attend?
She made her choice to be a witch, so the experts worked careful spells to fix her machine and keep it running. Which meant she knew for a fact that magic and electronic devices could be made to work together. And so she decided to experiment.
And that, of course, was forbidden.
Maybe she thought that her special circumstances would make a difference, and the professors would understand. She was wrong. She was caught, her memory and her magic were wiped away, and she was cast out. No exceptions. And then, all those expert wizards who had kept her heart machine running simply forgot about her. She wasn't a witch anymore, so she wasn't worth thinking about. No one followed up to be sure she was all right. Musette's heart failed, not from malice, but from sheer carelessness. I'm sorry. I shouldn't yell. It's not your fault. It's not most people's fault. It's just a thing that happened. My mother told me. She'd heard a rumor about Musette's school treatment and was curious to find out what had happened to her. But she was too late.
And Musette died. Minnie nods.
Every year that goes by, every year that we can't protect them, these things happen. And I'm the only one who can do anything about it. My whole life, I've been waiting until I could make a difference.
That's a lot of pressure. I have some similar feelings. I've been raised since birth knowing that I would have to take on the mantle someday. Not anytime soon, but my parents are always pushing me to develop my potential and be ready for my responsibilities. Still, they let me have this year for myself. Maybe you should ask your parents to relax a little bit.
My parents?
Aren't they the ones pushing you?
Of course not! No one is making me do anything. This was all my decision.
I'm sorry. I just thought, since your mother was the activist...
She's not allowed to have any schemes. They made her promise.
Right. I don't know what vows Madame Cochrane swore, but she has clearly found a way to pass on some of her ideas to her daughter regardless.
I want her to be proud of me. I want to change the world the way she couldn't. That's why I have to do it on my own. And I can't make any mistakes.
I think you probably should talk to your mother.
What for?
She might have some useful advice. You work yourself too hard. You need support. Don't you think she'd be proud of you already for all that you've done?
But I haven't done anything yet.
Of course you have. You've started a study club, you've made yourself president, you've done lots of things. Most importantly, you've learned how to work with others. Like me.
Right.
If you want to change the world, you need allies. You need support. You shouldn't be trying to do all this alone. Someday I will inherit the responsibility for my homeland. I'm the only one who can. But I'm going to have friends and advisors and contacts to lean on. Help others, but let others help you.
It's too dangerous. I can't trust anyone.
You can trust me. You can trust Jacob. And surely you can trust your family. It's a start.
You sound like you think that's easy.
No, I sound like you're good at doing things that are hard. She smiles.
What would I do without you?
Be miserable. This time she laughs as she pokes me in the side. Go on, I know you've got work to do. I mean, I'd rather keep you here longer, but I'm afraid you'd complain.
What would you do if I stayed?
Try to kiss you long enough to make you late for your next appointment.
Oh.
She looks at me, looks at the bed, and blushes. Oh.
Maybe another day?
Oh, really?
I have to go.
She darts away, giggling. That girl.
Naughty, naughty Minnie. Wow, who would have thought? Oh, it's amazing. Of course you can contact my parents. Minnie. Goodness gracious. Well, I wonder if that's in our future. Okay. 2 fundraising storms.
We had a student council meeting where we planned our fundraisers for the May Day Ball, as well as preparing for the Thunder Call celebration. We had a student council meeting where we planned our fundraisers... Okay, it's the same thing. I tried to talk to Minnie, but she was too busy. She's already stressing out about finals.
Okay, that's a bug. Strange candy. Savior duty.
Minnie told me how she feels like she's the only person who can save Wild Seeds from a horrible fate. I reminded her about the responsibilities I will inherit, and how important it is to have others to rely on. I told her she should write to her parents for support. I hope that helps.
That was a really good talk between the two of you. And I don't mean just the bedroom shenanigans.